if you're going through infertility, anybody else around you, if they're not able to understand you, you know the problem. They are the problem. So I was just thinking, what are these beautiful ways now when you feel like you really have a desire to be a mom, and now we've run out of options. Like you've tried everything, it has not worked. And even when you love yourself and you have healed out of it, like I have healed out of it, and maybe you still want a chance to be a mom, what are these things? What are the options available for us? And even if you are just a single person, let's say like you're not married, but as a lady, because I understand now again as a man, hey, boy child is not allowed to adopt. And by the way, maybe that's something need to be looked at, because I'm wondering, because even boy child may be experiencing infertility and they don't want to get to marry. So why are they not giving? I think this is the reality. I've tried to talk to doctors and they are trying to make it look differently, but this is the reality. I could allow my husband to get I could allow my husband to get a child with another woman. For me, they also calling it surrogacy, and it is surrogacy anyway. Do you know about these stories where I had it like women before, if you're not able to give birth, you would go get another woman. She comes and she gets a child with your husband, then she goes and leaves you with your child. Okay, if mom you have not had because I think that was way kitambo kidogo. Even if let's not even talk about our forefathers. In the Bible, that's what Sarah did with the husband. He told the husband, take Haggai, then we get a child, and that deal will have been closed. So that is part of what we are calling surrogacy. I think Sarah was also doing surrogacy. I have never seen a woman who was pushed without screaming. Women, why do you scream? So imagine it is painful because every video I watch of but then why do women scream? Hello, good people. Suzie Yule Diadem, living positively regardless. Doesn't matter the point at which you are in life, but rock positivity all the way. Thank you so much, my guys, for being here. Thank you for our new subscribers. Welcome to Suzie Yule Diadem. For those who have walked with me, or rather with us, this journey from day one, you were here, you've been watching our content. Thank you. I really appreciate. Thank you to the guests that we have had so far, and I hope we are really running. Personally, I'm learning a lot. And so today is another day. By the way, I am born again. I love Christ and I am reconciled to Christ. So today is another moment of learning. Yes. And I don't have a guest in the house. It is me, Suzie, and of course, in me there is a stream coming alive, you know. When I say Christ is in me, definitely. So I am happy that we have been able to talk so many things. We have talked about mental issues, especially on children, and how it goes up to affecting us in childhood, how as an adult you're able to cope with it. And I think that one got me. I really learned from those, specifically the two videos about drug addiction and also about the mental impact about to children when parents are maybe divorced, or one parent by chance maybe they have lost their lives, and so the children are left there and they are supposed and they are expected to cope up with the situation because it cannot be reversed. I think I learned a lot, and that's why you have had me repeating again and again that if you have not watched that video with Dr. Beatrice, you're missing it. And also now again, we had Priya who came to our channel and taught us how again the brain of a child is affected by watching some of these videos that are not so healthy to their brain. And one of the things I'm learning and I'm really appreciating in life, I'm a very spiritual person, and as I've said, I am born again. So, and I am, on top of that, I'm a prayerful woman. So I believe in God. So in no way I'm trying to underrate the power of prayer. But I have also learned in this life that there is much of the things we have left to God, not really to God, like to spiritual authorities, which actually are supposed to be handled by doctors. Like, for instance, what I'm saying is you find someone has realized that their child is going out of order, or what would be said out of order, not the normal way of the behaviors are wanting. And all we think of is, let me take this child to our pastor so that they get prayed for, so that they may be talked out of it, and they may be shown how they will go to hell, and they will miss heaven if they continue this way. And like when a child is maybe taking alcohol, we want to spiritualize the whole thing. We want to really pray for them. Until now, recently, from our psychologists who we have been having, and the public health expert I was having the other day, Priya, I have learned there is a lot, and we have ignored. I think from what we have learned a lot from our background is that everything else in our body can be treated, but we have ignored, either for lack of knowledge or just we have decided to be ignorant about our brain, what happens in our brain. Because also I've been keen to understand about our mental health. And you all know what I say about Suzie Yule Diadem. Here we talk about infertility, and the reason why infertility is because I have realized that it also affects the lives of those who have been affected, and not only them, I mean for those who are experiencing infertility, but not only them, but also the families and the people around them, the society. It brings the effect, it is all around to like everybody around this person. And one of the things is it's not because it's just affecting the reproductive system of these people, it is also because it is affecting their mental health, their stability mentally, in that when they are anxious, everybody around them will feel the heat. When they are agitated, when they feel angry, when they lose meaning for life, every person around them also get affected by this. And so I feel like I'm preaching. So I think and I feel that understanding our mental health is also a very important aspect of our lives. And that's why we have been trying to put so much and a lot of effort into it. And more so, we want to understand, why do people fight in marriages? Why do we have all the nasty things we hear in marriages? And I think so far, we've really captured a lot, both from experiences, personal experiences of the people who have shared here, and also from the professional point of view. And so I call upon you guys, it's also important to also invest in the health, the mental health of a child, so that we also prevent future confusion in a child's life, when now they are wondering, how did I get myself to this, and how will I come out of this, and all that. The beautiful part of it is that now, for us adults who have gone through it, we've already been taught about reparenting ourselves, so at least we also have an opportunity. So much has been talked, and I feel like day by day, I'm fulfilling, or I'm meeting my purpose, just to let people understand these things that would help us live healthy life. And that's why I talk of positive living, regardless of the situations that we are going through. It can only happen if your mental health is very well taken care of, because sometimes the issues we are going through, unless your mental health is well taken care of, you are prone to to destruction, you're prone to losing it in life, all those. And so today, guys, what is it about today's discussions? Again, I know and I love talking about infertility. So I want to just share with you a little of the things that I think or I feel I think they're important for us to learn from each other. And as I always say, I would also want to learn from you. So once I say some of these things, I'm always looking forward to hear from you. Just comment below and also allow me to learn a thing from you. Yeah, so I was just thinking about now, if you've gone through infertility and it has reached a point in life where there's nothing else that can be done, to try, because the first thing, of course, if you're going through it, is to seek treatment and to seek all the ways, because there are different ways of treating infertility. And so trying one thing may fail, but it's good maybe to try a second one or the option. Now, when you go through all those options and it has failed, what comes into your mind, or what are you supposed to do? There is, of course, that bit we say you can focus on your healing as a woman. And by the way, one of the things, watching the I think for a few weeks, we have watched a lady who shared with us her journey with infertility, and listening to Beatrice. Her name is Beatrice Modon. Listening to Beatrice's story, I just wondered, by the way, why do we get so carried with the issue of getting a child, especially if you are doing it to impress? Because sometimes, and many times, especially as women, we want to get a child so badly because we are thinking, now my husband, he's being mocked out there that he's not a dad. Now I may lose my husband. You see, because most of the time it is us women who are blamed for this. And I just realized this lady, after going for 7 years looking for a child, she got twins. And even after getting twins, the husband still disappeared. And you can see the marriage was a bit, it was not even a good, I mean, the husband was not able to appreciate the wife more because she has given birth. Unlike the image that had been portrayed before, painted before, that the husband is really against the wife because the wife is not getting a child. Then she even gets two, not even one. Then what does that mean? Women, let us not beat ourselves too much. Men, let us not beat ourselves too much. If you're going through infertility, anybody else around you, if they're not able to understand you, you know the problem. They are the problem. Because even if you did what you think you're going to do to impress them, again, you'll find that you have not even achieved what you have been wanting to achieve. So actually, one of the things, maybe I would say, it's okay and good for us to appreciate ourselves the way we are, with or without biological children. So I was just thinking, what are these beautiful ways now when you feel like you really have a desire to be a mom, and now we've run out of options, like you've tried everything, it has not worked. Because a child is a blessing from God, and God decides when to bless us with what and how. So if now we have come to that point, what do we do? Do we become desperate? Do we despair? Do we feel unloved and all that? And even when you love yourself and you have healed out of it, like I have healed out of it, and maybe you still want a chance to be a mom, what are these things? What are the options available for us? So that is what I want us to just talk about today. And of course, one of the most beautiful things we have mentioned here before many times is about adoption. They are beautiful. I mean, there is a chance for you getting yourself to be a mom, getting yourself to bring up a child, getting yourself to see a human being growing up, because I think actually that's the gist of it. Seeing a little child, a little human being growing up and becoming whatever God has intended for their lives. I think that is one of the amazing things that people desire, that a person would desire to see in their lives. And so one of the most beautiful ways is about through adoption. And I have shared with some people about how to go about it, how to go about the adoption process, maybe the cost implications and all that. But one of the things that have come out so strongly to some of the people that I have talked with, they are telling me they are so afraid of that. Why? Because they don't know what the future holds. And one of the ladies asked me, what if, Susie, I adopt and then maybe I die? When I die, where will I leave this child? Whose child is this in that home where I have brought him or her? And maybe it is important for us to share this. And one of the things I would want to say is that once you've adopted a child, that child becomes part of that family. That child becomes like a child who was born in that family. You have all the rights like a parent, legally, I mean, and the child has all the rights like a biological child in that home. So the fear and the issue of if I die, whose child is this? Where will he be left or she be left? I would feel like it shouldn't be there, because this child, once they are brought in a home, first of all, before you even go to adoption, I want to believe and to believe that this is something you have thought about it. This is something you have talked to the people that you are living with, the people that are in that house. They're supposed to know, because it can never be a surprise. Anyway, even you will not be given a child from an adopting home if you're married, when your husband does not also consented to it. So the whole thing about adoption is, for instance, if you're married, at least they want the two of you as a couple to go and express this desire to have this child in your home. So the people in the house, who is you and the husband, you have already agreed and you appreciate this child of your own. If, for instance, there are other children in that house, and maybe let's say you are experiencing a secondary infertility, where maybe you got one kid and now you cannot get another one. Yeah, so the child that is already in the house is supposed to be prepared that we are adding another person into our family, that we are expanding our family. Just as I want to believe that even the women who are expecting, they normally let their children to understand that I'm expecting a child. So there's no way it will be a surprise that you go and adopt a child and then you come and tell the family, Turus, here I am with a new family member. No, just the same way a woman is expecting their child. Maybe one day we will want to discuss maybe the process of adoption. But definitely one of the things is that it cannot be a surprise to the people around you. So they know about it and they have consented to it. So in the worst event that would happen, that you are gone, you're no longer with us, the whole issue is supposed to be handled just the same way as if you had given birth. This child actually has all the rights. So no one can come now to get these children out of your of the home and all that, because practically this child is yours, just like any other person is being handled when they lose their parents. And even if you are just a single person, let's say like you're not married, but as a lady, because I understand now again as a man, hey, boy child is not allowed to adopt. And by the way, maybe that's something need to be looked at, because I'm wondering, because even boy child may be experiencing infertility and they don't want to get to marry. So why are they not given? Okay, that's a debate maybe for another day. But as it is for now, it's only ladies who are allowed to adopt. So if you adopted a child and you're a single person, it's still just the same way as if you gave birth as a single mom, because we have single moms, and one of the things that are list of their fears is that whose child is this? Should I die? Of course, nobody, no parent, even those who are in like complete marriage, there is the father and the mother. No parent wishes to die and leave their children all our parents are praying. As parents, we pray and hope that God gives us long life, that we may be able to see our children through to their adulthood, at least before we leave them. But again, that is not so much fear that a single mama keeps saying and being afraid that if I die, what would happen? So the same way a single mom who has been able to biologically give birth to a child, and they are doing their best to give life to their children, and even without the fear, and preparing everything around the children in case I'm no longer here, this is what will happen. For example, if maybe I'm a single mom and maybe I have some properties, I can do a will. I write down a will and I say, if I'm not here, this is my child. By the time he gets to 18, he should automatically, all that. So I think that fear should not be there, because I've just mentioned it because someone told me that one of the things they fear, that maybe if anything happens and they're out of this world, this child again will be left homeless. No, because the child already got a permanent home in you or in your home. And maybe the other thing I would want to say is that also because the other fear I've had people express is that, now what happens with this child when they grow up? How sure am I they will not turn against me? What will happen if they turn against me? Because the idea is they are not, quote unquote, my blood. And again, I say, and this is my conviction. This is my conviction. I hope maybe you can think about it. Let me pose it as a challenge, because again, I cannot say that this is it. It's just a challenge I would pose. Maybe you just ponder about it. If you want to adopt a child, I want to feel like it's the same way a pregnant woman cannot really tell what they are carrying. You cannot really tell. You just have the hope that, one, you're carrying a child maybe who will be very healthy, and and you're hoping that you will even deliver safely in good time. There will be no complications. Or a pregnant woman is just a hopeful woman. The only thing they have is the hope that I'll be able to deliver my child. My child will be very healthy. I'll be able to bring them up. I'll be able to afford a good life for them. And my child will be doing well in school. They will graduate. They will marry. They will bring me grandchildren. All that is hope. But the reality of life, we have seen some people who have, from their own womb, children who have turned against them, their own mother, their own father. And so I don't think, again, the fear of what will this child turn into later in life. Yeah, I know you're saying, it's better, it's my blood that has turned against me and not the other way. I'm not sure it's better that way. But again, I said it's a challenge I'm posing, but I wonder whether it's better that way. So for me, I would say that should not prevent us. It should not be a fear, because we are all hopeful that all will turn out well. And also one of the very important things that I hold dear to me is that we are all human beings created in God's image. And above that, the environment that we live in plays a great role in our lives. I believe so. So when you take this child and you're bringing them, first of all, with the mentality that this is a child of God, actually the greatest responsibility is not you. The greatest responsibility is to their creator. It's God who created them. He knew why he brought them in this world. He knew what he wanted with them. So you are just a custodian. You have just decided to be part of what God is doing. So you're just giving a continuation to the work of God, that he created this child, brought them in the world, and beautiful enough, you got to cross the paths of this child. So once you do your God-given assignment, the purpose of continuing what God has already given laid a foundation in, then you don't have to live with the fear. What will then they turn out to be in future? Because if I may just pause and wonder, what is the worst that can happen to a human being? Maybe they will come against me and they murder me. Does it mean if the only people who died through murder, it's by people who are with them? Does it not happen maybe in life occurrences? Maybe you've been attacked by robbers, maybe even your own, the spouse that you love so much. What I mean is, some of these fears, if we allow them too much into our lives, they will just prevent us enjoy life. They'll just make us not get what we want. So if for real deep down in you, you feel that you would wish to be a mom, you'd wish to bring up a child, I believe adoption is a beautiful way. And some of these fears, I think they would only be there to curtail us from enjoying that which you want to enjoy. Because again, I think this is a choice that one makes. Yeah, so that is it about adoption. The other way is surrogacy. I think we had a lawyer. We had the advocate who was telling us about surrogacy.
Surrogacy. It's basically when someone is carrying the child for you. So a couple is not able to get their own child, or even Hollywood, you just want to spoil your body. So you're like, someone let someone carry for me. But here in Africa, we have not reached that level where people are being carried for just for the sake. I think most of the people who are pursuing surrogacy in Africa, it's because they really can't carry the child, or they're just having fertility issues. Yeah. So we have different types of surrogacy. Actually, just two types. I'm saying two types. So we have the traditional surrogacy and the gestational surrogacy.
Then, of course, we had my area MP, Honorable Wakili Edward Mureu, who also touched on surrogacy, what it is. And so I believe for those who are following Suzie Yule Diadem, if you're following our videos and our content, I know some of these things, maybe you've already understood them, you have heard them, but for the sake of that person who is new here and maybe who does not understand what the whole thing about surrogacy means.
In this country, because matters about surrogates, the IVF, we have never had an elaborate law on that space. And therefore, what you find is that surrogacy has been done since there is no formal law or statutes to regulate that. It has been done under what you call common law. And common law is whereby if you are the carrier of the baby and you are the donor of the egg, you have an agreement in terms of what to happen, how you carry that baby, and how much I'm supposed to pay you for carrying my baby, and eventually hand over the baby. But there's a challenge. Under the Registration of Persons Act, the surrogate mother is the one who is recognized, not the donor of the eggs. And yet, because he's the one who has been recognized by the registration of birth and death.
You know, and by the way, these things are so godly. I met a guy who told me, sometimes we tell women that they will not be able to give birth, and we mean it, because from the results we have from their tests, they are not. And then they surprise us, they come back when they are expecting. And even us, we don't know how to answer that, what happened. So yeah, a woman may find themselves into that point where they are not able with their own body to carry a child. Recently, of recent, I have had women who don't want, for just a choice. It's a choice they have made. They will not carry pregnancy. So it's like their body has no issue, but they feel maybe they have already been able to carry pregnancy once or twice, and they feel that is enough. So they want to preserve their body. They are not doing that again. So there are various reasons as to why maybe a woman may not be carrying a pregnancy. So this is where now surrogacy comes in, because also there are qualifications for one to be a surrogate mom. And once they qualify for that, it can be two ways. It can be maybe my eggs are very healthy, so me and my husband, we will be able to give embryos to another woman to carry the pregnancy for us. What it means is that this mother who will be carrying this pregnancy purely and completely is carrying my child, not her child, because the egg is mine. And also, I'm trying to be polite. What can I call it? Whatever that makes a child, it's from my husband. So that means this lady will come into the picture. We will go to the hospital and they will get the embryos implanted to them into the uterus. So they'll be able to carry that child into term for me. So once that child is born, they are supposed to give it to me. But unfortunately in Kenya, like you had Honorable Edward Murray trying to explain, is that here in Kenya, though that child is mine, biologically that child is mine, I cannot just have them. I have to go through adoption, because in Kenya, who is recognized to be a mother is the one who gave birth to this child, regardless of whatever the circumstances were. So what will happen is that, again, we will have to go through the adoption process. And of course, it's a safeguarded, it's a contract that you're having with this person. So you want to you want to be very safe and minimize all the chances that the mother, or the lady who helped you with her womb, that she may finally say, no, this is my child. And but of course, it's a contract that is entered into legally, so that you are also able to claim this child for yourself. You have to adopt them. So that is another way, surrogacy. So I was saying surrogacy is in two ways. So one way is that the lady who is helping you is just a surrogate mother and nothing belongs to her. But again, it could be that actually I also have a problem with my eggs. So I also cannot produce healthy eggs. So maybe I look for a donor. The donor could be maybe this person who is here, who is our surrogate mother, or even the donor could be somebody different. I could even go for a donor from a known person. I can choose, I want a donor, to be donated for the eggs from a very different person. And so the surrogacy mother, again, should just remain one who has helped me to get the child, but she's in no way the mother to this child. But also you could now choose that this surrogate mom, maybe she's still the one. So the thing is, I think this is the reality. I've tried to talk to doctors and they are trying to make it look differently, but this is the reality. I could allow my husband to get I could allow my husband to get a child with another woman for me. They also calling it surrogacy, and it is surrogacy anyway, because this is not like where your husband has sneaked away and got a child with another woman. No, this is something that has been arranged, and even the woman has agreed that she's just a surrogate mother and nothing beyond that, so that after the birth of this child, this mom will not again want to retain the child. She will have to give you the child as your own. And I think this, it's only that now today technology is high. We can do these things in the hospital, signing contracts and all that. But I think it's the same way that was happening with our forefathers. Because I think I don't know, maybe I need to go. Well, my shushu is not there. Who do I need to go to? I think even mom should be knowing. I don't think at their age they were doing these things, but maybe she would know from her mom's stories. I'm sure. Mom, do you know about these stories where I had it like women before, if you're not able to give birth, you would go get another woman. She comes and she gets a child with your husband, then she goes and leaves you with your child. Okay, if mom you have not had because I think that was way kitambo kidogo, but I also think it's only that now today it's done like something to be hidden. It's where a husband now is said to be unfaithful, where maybe they go out of their marriage. But I'm not talking about those issues. I'm talking about now the real thing that has been organized, well arranged, just like in the Bible. Even if let's not even talk about our forefathers. In the Bible, that's what Sarah did with the husband. He told the husband, take Haggai, then we get a child, and that deal will have been closed. So that is part of what we are calling surrogacy. I think Sarah was also doing surrogacy. I mean, so I was explaining what surrogacy is all about. So that is it. And at the end of the day, finally that child becomes yours and you get a chance. Remember, don't forget what we are talking about. We are talking about some of options that one has to be a mom even without the ability to give a child, to give birth to a child. So yeah, surrogacy is also another beautiful option that is there. Another beautiful way that you can be a mom is being a mentor. Being a mentor, in that you don't have to now go and get this child to live with you and all that. You can engage with young children. There is so much that is happening to the world today, and it is leaving children very, very vulnerable. Because one of the things I said, the most beautiful part of being a mother or being a mom is being able to bring up a person and you look at them and you admire and you feel the fulfillment of bringing up a small human being, bringing them up. They don't have to be necessarily with you in the house. They don't have to be necessarily maybe through surrogacy or adoption, but you can decide to be a mentor. In that, the things that are affecting the children, you are involved in it and you dedicate your life to taking care of the lives of the children. Maybe you are able to visit where they are having a children home and you are able to see these children grow up. You are able to offer mentorship. If maybe you are a lady, you work with young girls, you keep track of their lives when they are developing from one stage to the other. You are introducing and helping them to know what they are expecting, their changes they're expecting in their lives, and then you just become their mentor. In that, at the end of the day, or rather in somewhere in your life, you will look back and see someone who you mentored and now they have achieved, they have grown up, they are big people, and you feel the satisfaction. For me, I think that is also a very beautiful way of becoming a mom. Like I today I walk with my husband, and it's the other day I was making a joke and I was telling him, oh, you have so many sons, eh? Because you work with my husband and people are greeting, hi dad, and then maybe it has been years since they met, then you hear them say, now they are telling me, wow, this was my dad. I cannot forget about this man. The journey we have walked with this man. Some testify, they start telling me, I remember when I was going through this. So they are happy. They are, and even my husband, I see how happy he is, how jovial he feels when he has seen that there are people who he mentored, and now he feels proud of the achievement they have got into their lives. So I think that is one of the things that can really give one the satisfaction of bringing children up, and they don't struggle calling him dad. It's not anything that is far-fetched. In fact, even in this channel, I think we watched, I hope you people are able to connect the dots, when we had an interview with the famous gospel artist, Kiamawa Maru, and he gave us his life story. I don't know whether you guys, if you have not listened to that, maybe you need to go and hear his story, how he lost it in church as a young man, and he got to get a child when he's still a church leader, and it was before marriage. So he was the position was taken away. Then from there, he came back to church. He has given his journey, how he went to US and came back, deported back, and all that. And if you listen to him talk, he kept talking so proudly of parents who mentored him. And he even says that if he didn't have this parent that he's talking about, that definitely was my husband and the late wife. So he was talking of how they really mentored him. And even he said, at that point at some point in his life, the thing he was explaining, he said at that point in life, he don't think even his own biological mother would have been able to take that shame with him, and he felt like it would have destroyed his own biological mom. So he feels proud that he had these ones as parent, that he could talk to these ones and they acted the parent. And so you can see the joy, the pride, and all that. So I think that one is also a very beautiful and also an amazing way of being a mom, where you can be a mentor, maybe to the young ones, and you see them through to their old age. Of course, you can also decide to help in terms of sponsoring their education. Maybe you just pay for their fee, you sponsor them into the things they need to do in life. Maybe if they want to travel, they don't have this ability to do it, maybe you pay for them for travel tickets and all that. So you can still fill in the gap, and you become, sometimes, have you ever gone to a funeral service and you're wondering how many children did that woman have? Because so many of them are studying and saying, when mom took me to school, when mom paid my fee, then another one starts and says, mom, and you even don't know, by the way, who is the biological child and who is spiritual, or is there any other way of saying the child? Have ever been in a funeral where you are asking yourself, you want to read the eulogy again and wonder, and thank God Bishop JJ said we should do away with eulogies in a funeral, because it is not a true reflection of the person who is there. And I believe on this part, I believe it's true, because sometimes you find the eulogy, they have just eulogized that he got, in the year 1987, he got 2 girls in the year, and then the people who have given tribute are like 7 of them. So this eulogy then is not telling a lie. So I think I support him. Let us do away with these eulogies. They are not giving a true picture of what these people are to us. Yes. So in that kind of a funeral, you hear all those utterances. It's because these people have known this person as a mom. They are not actually mourning at a friend or anything. They are mourning a mom, a mother who has provided everything that a mother could provide. Because we have also said that while not us, I think I'm part of us who have said it. I've read it and I agree with it, that you don't become a mom by giving birth, but you become a mom by the way you bring up these children. So I believe that is also a very beautiful way of becoming a mom. And of course, when I say a mom, it can also be a dad, a beautiful way to be a dad. So those are the beautiful ways I believe that one is able also to become a mom and also to enjoy being a mom. And of course, this one goes without saying, if you get married to a person who has children already, like if you met a man who maybe they got a child and then they divorced with the wife, but the wife left children, the custody of the child to the man, and so this is the man who is bringing this child up. Again, I know that's a very delicate area that I will not discuss today. Maybe I will either research or ask someone who has experienced it before, because I know many will tell me, don't dare that, because the mother will still come back. But I mean, come to think about it, it's true, the mother might still come and take their children, but haven't you played a role of being a mom to their child? I believe in such a case, maybe what I would have an open mind, where what is the idea? What is your agenda bringing up this child? Is it that the mother of the child will come and clap for you and appreciate you? And it may not always be the case, but definitely it is one of the options, and also a beautiful way of becoming a mom, of getting a chance to become a mom. Because the chance of becoming a mother is, if there was a better way, I know the women who have given birth, they will agree with me. If there was a lesser painful way of being a mom, we would have embraced it. We would have, where if you carried pregnancy and you don't go through so much like one normally goes through when when they are carrying a pregnancy for 9 months, but even more so when now it's come to the time to push, or even time for CS, because none is painless. Both are painless, because even if the CS, yes, it's true, you're not feeling the pain at the moment, but definitely later on, the wound will be there to be nursed. And also now in giving birth, of course, pushing, I have never seen a woman who has pushed without screaming. Women, why do you scream? So imagine it is painful. Because every video I watch of but then why do women scream? Because I have seen let me not get so that I'm only trying to compare a human being giving birth and any other way of giving birth that is not from a human being. But at the same time, I'm trying to be careful so that I'm not told rude, or I cannot compare a human being with something else. But I'm also wondering, for instance, cows scream? By the way, I don't know. Maybe I need to research on that. So why do women scream while giving birth? So I want to assume the reason is it is painful. I want to assume that it is painful pushing your child out. But I want to believe if there was an option of it being a bit not as much painful that makes you scream, you would have gone for the option. So the idea of being a mother then beats the pain that comes with the childbirth. So that's what I'm saying. If you got a man or a woman, because you can also be a man who is going through infertility and you're not able to give birth to your own child, so then you marry a woman who is already having children, maybe from a previous relationship, and the man is not in the picture, the father to these children, so you can become the father to these children. And I'm saying the idea is it's not for the pain of birth. The idea is bringing up these children and the pride that comes with bringing up the children. So I also believe that is also another way of getting a person and settling down with a person who has children, either from a previous relationship that failed, maybe they divorced, they went separate ways, or maybe even they lost their partner to death. Yeah, so you become the father or the mother to these children. So I think those are the beautiful ways that I wanted to discuss today of one becoming a mom if you're not able to give birth, or a dad if you're not able to sire a child. Is there any other beautiful way you think there is an option out there? Kindly share with us. Let us also learn from you people. You may think it is obvious. You may think it is people know about these things, but you don't know. You may just help someone unknowingly, just thinking it's common sense that everybody knows I can do this. Like, for example, right now, I don't know that which you know. For me, I know up to there. So kindly share with us also what you think is another beautiful way of becoming a mom, so that we can continue to learn with each other. As I conclude and as I end the session of this moment, because there's a lot, of course, there's a lot we can talk, but of course it cannot be said in one sitting. So before I end this, maybe I would also want to encourage a woman out there, and I tell you, you're going through the pain of childlessness, please hold on. There is a tomorrow. There is God in heaven who is able. Beatrice has shared with us our story here at Suzie Yule Diadem, and she waited for 7 years, and still God came through for her. There are people who have shared their stories who have waited more than 7 years. I've read of people who have waited. I actually know one person who waited for 10 good years, and God still came through. Today they have 2 children, and by the way, God is such a miraculous God that they really struggled to get the firstborn. After the firstborn, the second one born was just a surprise. They visited no hospital, no doctor, no treatment. It just happened. Actually, they didn't even realize they are pregnant, and they had really struggled to look for treatment for them to be able to conceive the firstborn. So there is God in heaven. Hold on there. You are a man there, you have issues, you're not able to get a child of your own biological. Hold on there. There's a God in heaven who is able to perform miracles and cause you to have a child of your own. And if you have reached a point and you feel like no more are you looking for treatment, no more are you interested in looking out to giving a child biologically, probably because you feel like you have tried all your options, you have prayed, you have visited doctors, you have waited for years. I still feel that there is the healing that God is able to give us, the hope for future, and also the blessing of all other things apart from giving birth. So it is also good to appreciate, love yourself more. If it is too huge for you, if it is such a burden for you to carry, talk to people, reach out to people, join those psychosocial groups that are able to support each other for people who are going through the same pain as you're going. And maybe on that note, I would want to say, like, personally, I have women that we are working together as a group. We have a WhatsApp group, and maybe if you would be interested to join our WhatsApp group, where we just interact online, we exchange ideas. Some are looking for treatment, so we are telling them, we are sharing our own experiences with them. We are telling them, I did this, for me I did this, another woman says I did this. So at least as they look for this treatment, they are more informed than we were when we didn't have people who were really brave enough to tell us they have walked this journey, they have done this. In that group, we have women who are like Susie, who are saying, I tried. I'm not visiting any other hospital because I visited all I would have visited. I prayed all I have prayed. Now I am at peace with that. So we also have those women in that group. And all we are saying is that we are there not to encourage any other person that even if you pray and even if you look for treatment, you'll not get treatment. No, the idea is that we are able to encourage someone in this journey. As you look for a child, please embrace peace. Embrace peace with you, especially with your partner, because also peace will increase your chances of conceiving, but also it also helps you. By any chance, if you do not get your own biological child, you will be able at least to heal faster. It is faster to heal when you are discussing and there are people walking with you in a journey, other than when you have closed yourself in a door and you're crying and all that. So I would encourage you, not only from my side, I know there are other women out there who are having those groupings. Please join them, talk to them, associate with people who are feeling the pain as you're feeling, and at the end of the day, you will heal from it, and you will live a complete life with or without a child. Susie, why have you continually repeated? It's not yet over. This is it about Suzie Yule Diadem. So we are going to hear so much about this because we want to see healed families. We don't want a man who is abusing a woman, insulting a woman just because they're not able to give birth. We want people to understand that it is okay, it is normal. It's the way you can give birth to a child without a heart. So will you keep insulting your child that they don't have a heart? And you yourself, what did you give to God that you have the ability to give birth naturally? We are tired of seeing women taking their lives and killing themselves. Like now, I'm a bit concerned and so sad because I have been in TikTok and I rarely, by the way, if you want to send a message, please use our contact number, which is 0112 522 118, or just inbox me on Facebook, Suzie Yule Diadem. I've realized sometimes I have messages in TikTok and that I rarely get there. So sometimes I'll get to respond to you after maybe a whole week or after 2 weeks. But of late, I got to enter into Facebook, got to open my TikTok, and I realized there is a lady there who I think probably this is the time, maybe she have just realized, because I have seen a lot she's posting, and she's really feeling the pain of being childless. So sometimes it's not, it is painful. This whole idea, this whole result of being childless is not funny. And so we are tired of seeing women who feel so desperate, and at some point it adds up to suicide. They commit suicide because it affects how they see life, it affects how they reason about life, and they just feel like there's nothing more to live for in this life if you do not have a child. And that's why I am making this whole thing of my business, and that's why we will keep talking about it. And I believe God will help us to a certain point. We'll be able to heal many hearts and to change the mentality, and also to heal our society. For today, allow me to go up to there. Have you subscribed? Why are you watching without subscribing? Kindly, if you have not subscribed, please do so and support my work. Subscribing is free. Yes, so you don't pay to subscribe. So once you hit that subscribe button, it's just a way of supporting my work. Also, maybe it's also good, it would be kind of you to share this video. When you share it with someone, maybe you may not be the one that will be more of, it will be helpful to you, but it can be more helpful to someone different. So kindly share my content. Also, let me know what you think about my content. Please leave me with your comment here, and also like my video if you like it. Nigongee hiyo kidole. Yes, for now, bye.